Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to Competent CPC Gamer's Technical Support Hour, because up until literally just now, I've been on the floor, rewiring things, and trying to fix some technical difficulties, because, by golly, let me tell you, this game, it doesn't want to run. Although from the look of it, it may actually just be the hardware that I'm using. Because I say think, I have a workaround. Don't quote me on that, I don't actually know. So, hi, sup, how's everybody doing? I hope we're well. Me, I am not doing super great on account of, A, this nonsense, and B, by golly, it was -9 at work today, and I'm not a fan of that. Also, Empirical Woodland, I will certainly try to remind you of that. So current plan is we're going to go back to Pokemon Colosseum if, and only if, I can get it running. And if not, I don't know, I'm probably just going to cry and play something else. Because it's unfortunate, I really, really wanted to play Pokemon Colosseum. But, you know how technology do be sometimes. So, there it is. Oh! I think I may have solved a problem, if not the main one I was having. Looks like no. Well, in that grand. I actually kind of don't really have much to add to Tech does be like that, Empirical Woodland, especially when you are dealing with, as previously mentioned, 20-year-old technology. So what I'm gonna do, I really don't particularly want to do this, but I may have to immediately throw to the be right back screen so that I can go try some stuff out. Because, once again, here's me scrambling to get some stuff. Oh. To get some stuff fixed. Okay, we are most of the way there. Are we done? Oh my god, we're done. Okay, quickly now. Let's cut back to the game real quick. Don't worry, it's meant to be a black screen. Check it out! It's Pokemon Colosseum! And only 8 minutes in. Yes! Bathe in this triumphant fanfare because we got it sorted. So, this is currently running through the Wii, because the Wii is really good at emulating GameCube games, because it's just a GameCube in a fancy white box. The GameCube, I don't know. Hopefully it's just this game it doesn't like. Hopefully I can get another one. Hopefully something. Anyway, hey, what's up? So, I was mistaken in the last stream because I said that there is no place to grind in this game. So the EXP you get, it's just the EXP that you get. But I was wrong. Because if you go to basically any of these trainers over here and talk to them again, you go to Dual Square. Every time you load into this map, these guys reset. And you can go fight them again if you so desire. And as it happens, I do. So, let's go. I think this is a way to make sure that you catch, or can catch, some shadow Pokemon, because I forget which one this guy had. Well, you can see it's been replaced with Doduo. I want to say Noctowl, because that's an owl. Flying type, even. So, yeah. This is how you do that. But it's also something you can just reload and do again and again, and just get experience. Very handy, very useful to know. And in doing this, I have set it up so that the Misdreavus is essentially ready to be fully purified when we get to that point in the game. As you can see, Flaafy is getting there. Slugma what? Empirical Woodland. I'm gonna leave that there. I do like that wild flailing move, it's great. So this can also be used to get a bit of extra money. As well as experience, check it out. And this is what I did a little bit of towards, well, just after the stream yesterday. I did about an hour of grinding, got some levels on Cat 1 and Cat 2, and yeah, as I say, we got Misdreavus ready to go when we get to whatever part of the game that is. We also, where is it? Here it is, we got Swift! Which is exactly the thing that I said that I needed in the last stream, when I was at a boss fight that I shouldn't have gone to this early. So that will help when I get some levels and I go back there. Hey, that's scary. Take a look down there. Feels like it's gonna suck you right in. This crevasse runs deep under the ground. You can't even see the bottom from here. You see, Pyrite's an old mining town. Felt like there was going to be another text box there, but that's okay. Hello! You are that one Ghostbusters toy I had. Did Tombstone tackle? Yeah. Oh, I choked. I let victory slip from my grasp at the last knockout challenge. And it's not just once either. There was the time before and the time before that too. If I wasn't a guy, I could cry. Hey, I know what to do. I'll go ask Pyrite's mother. I'll ask her when I'll finally win that challenge. Guys can cry too, my friend. It's okay. Let's go in through this door. And this feels like way too upbeat music to be in this particular part of the game. But here we are. Ooh, alright. Free Pokemon, I'll gotcha. Wait, wasn't Kyle that guy who was hanging around the town's entrance? We should ask him, he might know something. Alright, nothing else up here. This feels like it might be busy work. Especially since there's no random encounters. Like, normally in an RPG, this would be the chance to, you know, you go back, you get a couple levels on your guys, you have to fight that one house in Sector 7. Yeah, what's that? You're wanting to know if I have a weird Pokemon? If you want to know that much, you may as well see it with your own eyes. And then he sounds out Kecleon, which is indeed a weird Pokemon. Oh, frick, do I get to steal one? Yes! I'm gonna steal a Furret. I love Furret so much. Especially if it can do strength. Yeah, get out of here, Ralts. No one likes you. You're definitely not going to evolve into something that everyone loves. I don't think anyone likes C-Dot either. Also, something interesting that I found while doing... Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting to know. Then... I don't know. Let's just confuse for it. See if we can... get it to harm itself? And then I can... steal it that way. Look at that guy spin! Oh, I do like a good spin. And now we can heal it up by not much. This is one of the problems with going in like the middle of a game, essentially. But that's fine. Not gonna lie, got a little bit rattled from the start of that stream, because, like, I just wanted to turn on the thing and play the game, and I don't know why now, all of a sudden, the GameCube has just decided it doesn't like working anymore, but here it is, and I guess we just gotta deal with that for now. At least I have a way around it. And I have alternatives. It doesn't have to be this. This is just what I had my heart, what I had my heart set on. GameCube's not working. Word mouth isn't working. Everything's going great today, let me tell you. I blame the weather. Just blame the weather and go with it. You do that to that. You do that. It's probably not going to work. Just be cool if it did. Also a little frustrating that items take priority over everything else, but I get it, because you heal at the start of your turn, so that's why items take priority over that. Well, that's fine. Because Cat 2 is still getting paid for it. And that's a weird looking matchup. Do not like. Let's send out Cat 2. And you can... I don't know. Taunt. You can taunt. I don't think it'll work, because Fur doesn't seem to have any... Oh no, I'm lying, it's got strength! I like how I recognize this. As soon as Matchup uses strength, everything's fine. So we can do that, and then we can do that. Incidentally, if you try to take a Pokemon that is not a Shadow Pokemon, the game tells you off for it and it won't let you do it. Your companion just says, no, don't do that. It's not yours for taking. Apparently for it is. So that's mine now. I'm going to keep that. Ah, that was it? That lying Mirror B. He came up with that fancy, tough-sounding name, Shadow Pokemon, but it was no big deal. You guys be careful, too. I'll be played for a sucker. That's about all I'll give you if you win at the Colosseum. Shadow Pokemon? That's what it's called? A Shadow Pokemon? That Pokemon with the black aura? Somewhere, a door. I trust things are going according to plan, Mirror B. Oh, yes indeed, Master NASCAR. NASCAR. Our plan is coming along in a lovely, peachy keen way. We have already broken Duking's spirit. We can do as we please at the Colosseum without his meddling. We've been giving away Shadow Pokemon on the sly to challenge winners for gathering data. Good. The others also appear to be doing their parts to implement our plan. Our Shadow Pokemon plan is falling into place quickly. The final phase is not far off. Oh, this is perking up my spirit and body. Oh, I feel like dancing. Save your dancing until our plan succeeds. I'm off. Okay then, I shall make my return to the cave where my darling Pokemon await my return. Let the music play. I love his theme tune so much. It looks like the Colosseum has a secret. I guess there's no choice but to take part in a battle challenge there. Indeed, yes. But first, if you will excuse me, I'm just going to go over here. And I'm going to go to the Pokemon storage system. And we're going to take out Mr. Furret over here and switch you out for Noctowl. Because I can't imagine I'm going to use Celeste very much. And we can work on purifying her later on in the game. I'm also going to save. Because I didn't yet. And speaking of tech issues that we had at the top of the stream, can we just be grateful for, like, removable save media? The fact that the GameCube has memory cards and I can just plug it into something else? Yes. I am down for that. I bet I know who I can get a replacement one of these from. Everything will be fine. Don't even worry about it. I'm certainly not. Hello. I'm not here to register for entry, so because I need to heal my Pokemons. Also, something that you can't see, because it was covered by the little barrier there, the Pokeballs that you put into the machine are actually the Pokeballs that you used to capture them. So you can see the blue if they're Great Balls, and white if they're Premier Balls. That's pretty cool. Oh, Wales! Hello! Good to have you here. Please come in, have a seat. How are you doing this fine, super cold day? Oh, dropping off holiday bread? Yes and or please. Well... I think I know what I might need to do, and that is to go to the other city. Maybe their Colosseum is open. Zucchini, banana, or pumpkin? Of those two, I'm going to take pumpkin. I do like pumpkin spiced blank. Though to be fair, pumpkin spice isn't actually pumpkin. It's more appley, actually. It goes in like apple pies. Yeah. Oh, zucchini, comma, banana. It's still gonna be a pumpkin, really, out of that list. Then banana bread. And finally, zucchini. The stadium battles are all played in double battle style, with the trainers putting 2 Pokemon out each. You win the challenge if you defeat 4 trainers in a row. The challenge champion wins not only the cash prize, but a TM, technical machine, with a Pokemon move. Okay, so you will participate with the Pokemon that you have in your party now. Yes, I will. Hey, do you think maybe using Shadow Pokemon here won't be a good idea? I think you should use only ordinary Pokemon for this challenge. Oh, it's just going to read slot 1 and 2. Okay, well, there we go. Cat 1 and Cat 2. You can go and do the thing. Do I have to go and put the other Pokemon away? That makes sense, actually. Because... what's to say I won't tag out Pokemon in the middle of a fight? And that's why there is an extra step to finally purify the Pokemon. That's pretty clever, game. Alright, let's put you there. And then one of you. One of you. And one of you. There we go. Honestly, you're quite right. Oh, Wales, there is basically no way to ship festive breads abroad with any degree of guarantee that they will still be good. The best I can do, and the best that I have done, is one time when I visited Beep Salt, me and their kid, we did some baking. We made sugar cookies to my grandma's secret recipe. And we made that essentially just before we called the cab to take me to the airport. So they were as freshly baked as we could get them because I flew them home after making them. It was the most expensive cookies you have ever seen. Worth it, though. Definitely worth it. Okay, I might take those recipes off you. But right now, we're gonna beat this guy called Flitz, which I think might be a mistranslation. Anyhow, Cat 1 and Cat 2. We're gonna be fine. Does Swift... Swift hits all targets as well. Oh, that's lovely. See, it doesn't do a great deal of damage, but it's a guaranteed hit to all targets, and that's going to help out so much in the pre-gym. We'll just do that again. That's fine. And then we go for Sentret, and then next turn, if not this turn, everything will be fine. I don't know how the game is working out effort values in this. It might not actually be doing that at all. But that's like weird background Pokemon lore. So I'm not going to explain it, because I can't say that I fully understand it my own self. Oh, really? That's how you're gonna do that? You're gonna Magic Pixel me? Well, that's fine, because Sentret's down, so Cat 2 will redirect and hit Azurill, and everything's fine. I don't need to worry about much, but I'm going to anyway. Things that are, things that were, and things that are yet to come. I got knocked out. You sure did. I kind of get the feeling this isn't going to be terribly difficult, because it's the first gym. Huh? I've never seen you around here before, big guy. But so what? Let's battle! Yeah, there's a sound that we've heard quite a lot in Fire Red. They'll Tentacruel right there. Now see, Zubat gets somewhat of an unfair degree of hatred, I find, because at the very least in the first Pokemon game, you are way more likely to get ambushed by Tentacool than Zubat, statistically, because you have to swim more than you have to go through a cave. But all anybody seems to remember is that stupid bat. And fair play, too, because I found a Zubat card just out lying on the street. Like, that's pretty funny. I can't even, like, go to work without getting ambushed by dumb little bat. That is on the list of creepy things that I have seen on the way to work, but, you know, let's not be talking about that. Unfair or entirely warranted, because chances are by the time you reach Mount Moon, you will not have learned about repels, but you will have by the time you have Surf. That is a fair assessment. I'll grant you on that. And the chances are you're going to have learned about repels because of that stupid bat. I stand by my statement, though. You are more likely to find... Look at those cool shades. You're more likely to find a Tentacruel than a Zubat. Do I play ROM hacks sometimes? I do not. Currently. I mean, it's not something that I'm opposed to, if you find the right one. Ooh, I like this music. But no, I'm relatively new to this. I think I started in August? July or August, and I'm mostly just going to, like, my games that I own and want to play. At least for now, we can potentially redirect at a point. Let's see how Secret Power works on you, then. Gotta say, as soon as I get the chance, that move's gonna go. I haven't really seen that much in the way of the Pokemon-themed edits and hacks. I mean, I'm aware of, for example, Plutonium and Black. Also, Kat, this is one of your favorites? It's a good pick. And it's an interesting pick as well. I was mentioning yesterday, not many people seem to bring this one up when talking about Pokemon games they enjoy. I'm gonna do one of those. Because what Bide does is it stores damage and then returns it at double the value. So there you go. Nothing times 2 is still nothing. I mean, I'm very much enjoying the soundtrack. There are elements I think could improve a little bit. I feel like the characters are a bit sluggish, just as we're running around the map. But I mentioned last time, I like this shaky cam. Like it's drones trying to get good footage. I like the soundtrack. I would actually love to see a remake of this, or some kind of follow-up to it. Like a spiritual successor. Because, his shoe's the 90s cup. Not quite. His shoes are nearly the 90s cup. I was fully expecting this guy to launch with like his shadow Pokemon, and now you have to steal it all of a sudden. Although I do see he's got one in reserve, so maybe. Nope. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Ooh, now this will be interesting to see. Who does that hit? Only the opposing team. That's good to know. I mean, we established this to an extent when we played Fire Red. Because I think Empirical Woodland may have corrected me on this one, that it was only in Gen 4 that Surf hits your team as well. But no, good to know that it just only goes forwards, not sideways in this one. Although I don't know that I like that splort sound. That's just not nice at all. Oh no. This is fine. We can live with this. Especially if we're going to do one of those. What did we learn from Final Fantasy Tactics? Level up in the middle of a fight. Get a couple of cheeky extra hit points. And it will save the day. That's also a nice touch, because it's now one-on-one. I don't have to select a target. That is very efficient buttoning. Amazing! So I imagine one of the reasons why they don't remake this or remaster it or something like that. The code has got to be an absolute licensing nightmare. Surely, because I don't believe Game Freak owns this, or they're certainly not credited on the title screen, and they're the Pokemon guys, so I don't know. Congratulations, you're the champion. Your battles were fantastic. The victory means you have won 5,912 cash. And as a championship prize, you also won TM18. Is that it? Well, okay then. What does TM18 do? Oh, Rain Dance. I'm already haunted. Because I know what's coming with that. And I don't want to, but I do. Cast form. It took 24 hours, but my brain just went ping, and the Pokemon I was thinking of yesterday is called Cast form. Wishcash is that one. I want to say it's a big fish. The little blue and yellow one. Maybe shouldn't have done that, because there's a Pokemon Center like right at the top of this hill, but there's... That's fine. So this and the sequel made by Genius Sonority, which is entirely funded by Nintendo. Published by Nintendo Pokemon Company. Developers making mobile games up to 2020. Okay. Oh. Well... do you know what to do? Because... I just did the other contest, and that went pretty well, I think. So... now I am completely... Pokemon Cafe Mix. I know those words, but not in that order. What is that about? If I had to guess, it's going to be a Pokemon/cooking themed match 3. Yeah, you're the guy who won't let me touch the spinning wheels. And, it's apparently Cafe Mix is on Switch. You sure showed me in Perko Woodland. There's a reason we had that command set up. Okay. Please tell me what to do next. Chat, what is the meaning of this? I think you know. I'm not going to do it today. You're at the center of a monumental incident, it seems. It is pointless for me to say any more about it. You must make your way to the Colosseum. Your fortune has been told, and it requires you to win at the Colosseum. Go and do your best. We might have to put that one down on the list of things to look up. I saw one on the shelf today, Cafe Enchanté, and I'm like, I'm sold based on the name alone. That sounds like it could be most things. But cooking themed at its core, and that's what I'm about. Can I enter now? No. How bizarre. So, we go try the tower, because we did find that one tower that had nothing going on in it. So, where's my exit? Here is my exit. Let's go this way and step out to the world map and find out just what we're doing. This is all still locked up. Yes, this is all still locked up. Okay, well... there has to be something going on over here for me to look at, and that I am missing. I believe this is what they call gameplay? Well, like... can I spin that wheel now? Yes! Okay. Well... Can I break it? No. Okay. That one's locked. That's just combat. That's the hotel, that's the shop. Let's go to the shop. Seems like maybe there'd be information in the shop. Actually, no, because you're just a grifter. And you're not much of anything. Because you don't have any Pokemon. Do you know what I'm going to do? I feel like this is going to be plot more than it's going to be a Colosseum thing. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to load up my team. So, the idea of making this game morally grey, I get it. I feel like that's doable because, like, if you look at Cat 1 and Cat 2, they are listed as my pal in the, like, the summary box. But are they? Because if Pokemon can just be reprogrammed with the Snag Ball to not be your friend, then are they really your friend to begin with? That's kinda terrifying to think about. No, it's Cat Snake. Cat 1, Cat 2, and Cat Snake. Alright, nothing new here. Also, something that I noticed in the previous stream. The TV has got nothing going on, because if it does, it would flash. That's a pretty cool piece of attention to detail. Hey, look at me, there is something going on. Hi? Mike Hagar? How you doing? The name's Duking. I run the Colosseum here. If you want to enter a battle, go see the Colosseum's receptionist. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy. You gotta go save Jessica. I got it. I gotcha. I'm the lookout. Nobody's supposed to get by me. There's nothing special behind the bookshelf. Well, cool. Thanks for telling me that, kid. Definitely nothing special behind the bookshelf. Is it? I hope that's moonshine. That's the best outcome in this situation. And suddenly we're in Fallout? Look at this old busted computer. That's why, Marcia, we've got to somehow snag them from those criminals. Ah, you startled me. How did you get in here? It's weird. My little brother is supposed to be on lookout. My sister hasn't done anything but chatter. I'm so bored. I want to play house. Are you Papa's friends? I'm Marcia. I'm pleased to meet you. But, sorry we're busy. We're talking about something that's quite important. Please come visit and play with us another time. Seriously, you telling me this is not an interactable book? That, like, details plans or something? I don't know. How much more are you going to take from Mirror being his stooges? Oh, Duking, how much more are you going to take from Mirror being his stooges? They're using you and the Colosseum. What is the matter with you? They suck the spirit right out of you? So you just clam up. I've lost faith in you. The man that went out is Silva. He's Duking's friend. But he was really angry. His face looked all scary. Alright, a plot thread. Let's follow Silva and see what he has to say. Someone, this is trouble. Help me. The chief's inside. Silver came and... I'm sorry, is he trying to spin the gears without 30 years of experience? How very dare he? Well, that Silver's gone too far this time. He ripped out and ripped off one of the gears. The Colosseum's going to be without power. Chief, are you alright? Yeah, the only thing bruised is my pride. It was only Silver, so I wasn't expecting any trouble. But isn't Silver Duking's trusted lieutenant? What's his motive for doing this? That's what I want to know. He was ranting about how the Colosseum could just shut down or something. Sorry to worry you younglings. Thanks, I'll be fine now. But I need to ask you a favor. Will you hear me out? Yes. If the Colosseum loses power, the whole town suffers. I need you to find the gear Silver ran off with. I'm counting on you younglings. Just my AI will not allow me to move from this spot. Well, that's unfortunate. Did you see where he went? Okay, so we need to go to Desperation Town next. Okay, maybe not. Well... No, he wouldn't have gone to the Colosseum, because the Colosseum, he's trying to shut that down. He probably just left town. So we will too. And we start in a net pattern and go from left to right. That's how they do it when they're actually looking for missing people. There you go, see? The gear for the windmill. Like, if you go missing in the woods, that's what the police would do. They'd form the grid pattern, and they'd try to find you. And they wouldn't, because they never do. But that's what they do. Yeah, that got dark. This whole game is weirdly dark for the Pokemon series. I think that might be why they haven't really done much with it, because... Like, look at this. This is grimy and rusty, and... This bridge is going to give someone tetanus. And that's generally not what the Pokemon series is. It's very... vibrant and clinical and clean, and I mean, that's why this is an outlier in the series, because this has got the different aesthetic, and this is grimy and grungy. But I can see why that might be a reason to just not. I see a line. You'll have to excuse me a moment as I go, this is an outrage! I have to work up to be able to do that line, and that wasn't a good line read. We'll get that, don't you worry. Oh no, I reckon he agonized over this and did it because he thought it right. I can't blame the man for that. Enough about that, Duking. Instead, I think you should look over there. You people? What do you mean, you people? I reckon you might be saying thanks, Duking. That's the gear. You found it. He is Hagar, because he has to fight Mad Gear in final fight. Oh, all the pieces are coming together, just like this windmill. I'll ask you to excuse me for my behavior earlier. You seem to be people who are worthy of trust. You have my sincere thanks. Alright. I'll get you to slot that gear snugly back in that gap where it belongs. All done. Standing by. Let it roll. Oh, 30 long years of cranking gears. Oh, yeah. You couldn't even let me do it. I even asked nicely, and he wouldn't let me. How rude. Ha! This is the way it ought to be. Things are fine now. can tell that you're a man of courage and honor. I have a favor to ask. Will you hear me out? I'm grateful. I want you to enter the next Colosseum battle. I need you to win the knockout challenge and find out what is going on there. I can tell from a glance that you're no ordinary trainer. I know you can win. I'm sorry, but help me. Now, this is the point where I would turn to Tiny Child and go, have you forgotten a word? It starts with a P. And then eventually she remembers to say please. Thank you for your patience. The power has been turned back on. I'll be happy to accept registrations for the next challenge. Allow me to go back to the top of my scripting. Okay, I can have Shadow Pokemon in my team now. This was probably a very bad idea to do that without saving. But let's go to Thunderdome and see what we've got. Like, genuinely, look at this. This is dreadful and not what you're likely to see in the Pokemon world. I sure wish I had that grass type with me right about now, because that would be super great. Actually, that's fine. You can just do damage like that. We're all set. I'm feeling a little better about going to take on the pre-gym. I'm not going to. Mind, not right now, because I want better behaved Pokemon when I go in there. But I'm feeling a bit better now that I've gotten those extra levels. Let me tell you that much. Come to think about it, didn't they do, this year even, the feudal Japan Pokemon? Like, that's what Arceus was. So it's not like they're opposed to doing standard, non-standard settings in mainline games. I don't know. I don't know that second one, so I'm gonna go for Arceus. Like, the one when you're just now learning what Pokemon are and how they work, and everything's in the past. That's right, Natu is a Psychic type, Andy. Don't do that. And apparently Meditite is not. So I don't know typings anymore. Feel a little bad. This might be the first time I've heard of Pokemon Conquest. Now, see, you make a good point. Why are they called chasers? I had taken it to be like maybe chasing a bounty, chasing people out of their territory. Maybe they're sheriffs and they're chasing criminals. I don't know. You make a very good point. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, you say? Okay. While this is loading, just let me look that up. Hang on. Pokemon Conquest. Oh yeah, that one! I remember that one. The Nobunaga's Ambition one. That was the other one I was going to mention. Because, yeah, actually, that's a non-standard setting for a Pokemon game. I don't know if it counts, though, because isn't it specifically a crossover game? Like, because Nobunaga's Ambition has been going on as a series for quite some time in Japan. I'm dead certain it's an NES game at the very least. That was a good opening move. Yes, please. Oh, Vulpix, if I could steal you, I would. Well, cool, everybody's poisoned. That's fine. And bite. So it's possible that it could just be quirks with the Japanese language when it gets Romanized. Notoriously, L's and R's are pretty much interchangeable. And you can have some... and you can have some fun times with that. But... yeah, generally they get tidied up when you translate things. So... the example I go to is that the T sound doesn't exist in Japanese on its own. It's to. It's not t or T. It's to. And by extension, do. Which leads me to the point in Rashid's theme from Street Fighter, where they cry Rashido, which is his Japanese name, emphasizing a letter that is not in his name. I think that's great. I think Rashid's theme is also great. It should be in more things. You want to get hyped, listen to Rashid's theme. Hey, look at that! The guy got back... he got everything back together, and he's ready to give it his all in the Colosseum. I met you outside. Okay, so this guy has 4 ready to go. If only I had Ice Beam or something to that end, because Bagon over there is a Dragon type, and as we talked about in Fire Red, dragons are weak to ice. I don't know why. I'm also pretty sure that it is the... No, it's not. I was going to say pretty sure it's the second evolution. It's not, because the second evolution is in a giant clamshell. I believe it is called Shelgon. Because I was going to say that's another thing that this series does that is quite annoying. And I don't think the Pokemon series has quite outgrown it yet. They will give you second evolution forms of things, because that way you have to breed it and evolve it if you want to fill up the Pokédex. I mean, this is one reason why we have Croconaw and not Totodile. Like, we're gonna have to put in the work if we want that thing to evolve. Let's see what Secret Power does. Hopefully something good in this giant rusty dome. Thank you, Satan. Or was that 866? I don't know, I buttoned through it. That's fine. I don't believe I have anything that will do damage to it, so... Or at least not significant damage to it. So we take it this way. Also, I just noticed this out the corner of my eye. So you know when you Google questions, and it's like, hey, here's you know, related questions, that thing you searched for. People also ask, is Pokemon Conquest a real game? Next question, why is Pokemon Conquest so good? Like, okay. If Google is telling me, no, this game's pretty good, I might have to trust that. Also, yeah, like, Pokemon you have to trade to evolve. That pre-Global Trade Service days, those lads were a nightmare. I got really lucky that my sister had blue while I had red, because we weren't doing that. That was the easiest way to do that. Is just, hey, I've got the Weevil. Do you want the Caterpillar? Yes. And then there you go. Congratulations, you're the champion. You battled fabulously. Please accept your cash prize of 4848. And as a victory prize, please accept this TM06. We'll be looking forward to your next entry. Oh. That could be useful. You know that one clip of the Grinch where he just slowly grins and his little fronds unfurl? That's me realizing what I can do with Toxic. Yeah. Well, let's go say hello to Hagar and see what he has to say, and see if we can open up the next little... Hi there, you must be the superb trainer who has emerged triumphant in our latest battle challenge. Mirror B, the town's true mover and shaker, wishes you to have a gorgeous gift. Now follow me. Into this dark alleyway. Don't ask any questions, and find out how fabulous this prize is. Is that a signing in form for the evil Leia? Like, man, just because we're evil don't mean we don't have to ignore fire safety procedures. Now sign your name. Right, I'm back with our latest challenge champion. Let's present our lucky winner with a Shadow Pokemon and watch Chaos Unleashed. Oh, nice one. Our new champ is quite the appealing charmer. Makes a nice change from the parade of macho muscle men. Wait, this isn't happening. This guy, he's that bum-faced guy that Mirror Bead been carrying on about. But what? It's the same guy that messed with us in Fennec City? I don't know. I didn't know that when I let him in here. I'll boot you back out. Hello, Yanma. You don't evolve yet. But you will eventually. Oh, and speaking of... Oh, nice, you got Surf. Let's not use that, because that'd just kill Yanma, and I want to catch it. I refuse to believe this adorable bug can use Uproar. So there's a friend of mine who was recently going through like, various Pokemon games and like, what is the most nonsense way of getting Pokemon to evolve? He didn't believe me that there was a Pokemon you evolve by you, the character, spinning around in place a lot. He thought that was a joke. He thought it was a joke that there's one where you have to hold the console upside down as it levels up, and that will get it to evolve. There's one... You have to evolve it while the scenery is raining. That's kind of bonkers. Alright, let's send out Longcat. Because I reckon Croconaw is going to be good to go fairly soon just by walking around with us. And that's actually exactly what you want. I forget when they come to the actual final purification thing, but it probably is soon. I like that as a command. Yanma, calm down. That's a long shot, but sure, let's give it a shot. I think it's going to be worth taking. Phoebus is pretty ridiculous when it comes to evolving it. Because that's the one you have to raise its beauty stats to maximum. Which is weird, because it's this ugly little trout. I'm going to try that again. I feel like that's a bad idea, because Snag Ball is going to take preference over doing a move, but let's find out what happened. Yeah, it's not having any of that. I did not know Nincada could learn Dig, but apparently, yes, it can. Do you know what would be great to have? Would be the move False Swipe. Nah, you're thinking of Ninjask, which... that guy gets faster and faster every turn. Have fun! Unless you mean just, like, in general speed up. But this game doesn't have that. This is the original hardware. Asterisk. I'm just gonna keep tagging in these shadow Pokemon, actually, because... Sure, let's Purification. Oh, Flaafy's ready to go. Nice! Having said that, I may tag you out. No, I won't. I know what I'm gonna do. We do one of those, and then we do Thunder Wave. Because if we can successfully paralyze it, that'll make it easier to catch. Also, I guess we need to deal with Nincada at some point. Well then. This is also a pretty bad idea because I'm pretty sure Dig is going to be great against the ground type, the fire type, excuse me, but there you go. And then you can do one of those. And this is just for Yanma, like a standard grunt Pokemon. Imagine how hard this is going to be when we get to some of the big lads. Because I'm relatively certain one or all of the legendary dogs show up in this game. And that's fun. This is fine. We take a turn to recover a little bit, because look at that. Slugma's almost cleared a bar in one fight. This is great. Oh, Empirical Woodland. Is that how we're going to be? Is that the sort of thing that is going to be said to me? How very dare you? Come to think of it, I think the legendary dogs are going to be in this game because they are also in Melee. And I will guarantee you that they have just recycled those models from this into that, or from that into this. Ah. you know what? I'm going to allow that Empirical Woodland because I am all about adding the quotes to the bot. Build up that community and buy my merch. That's a lie, there is no merch. Could you imagine? We're not doing that. I think if I had merchandise, it would be potato. Like an actual potato from the store. And I just write my name on it. And then that's... Alright, your name is Ranma now. Also, Surskit is here. I mean, I'm pretty sure the whole point of quotes is to present a baffling light of the streamer and their chat. Again, I direct you to Beep Salt and their use of the word but. I like how that got me 0 experience. That Pokemon gave me so much trouble. Primarily because I was just ignoring it. But, you know. That's my fault. Oh, is that what we're doing? With plausible deniability, I believe, is the legal term. I never said it was from me about you, but I will know, CPC Gamer, who's the legendary dork in this chat. I don't know, probably Click. He's not here, right? He can't defend himself from that claim. Anyway, we beat Nor. And we got some money from that. Can I leave and heal up my team? Maybe sub out for some other cool guys. It's useless. I don't stand a chance of winning. Now hold on. You're the one who brought him here. Oh, you're safe. I heard you entered this building. It had me worried. Duking, this is where they were giving Shadow Pokemon to the winners of battle challenges. Shadow Pokemon? Those ferocious Pokemon that even attack people? Yes, they're giving away Shadow Pokemon to thugs for some reason. It doesn't look good. They were using the Colosseum to do that? Big lady, my Papa's Pokemon was taken away by Mirror B as a prisoner. He did what? Mirror B used a dirty move like that? Right? Normally his moves are slick. I've seen his dancing. It's Papa's Plusle. I'm so worried that they might be mean to it. It's humiliating. With Plusle in their filthy hands, my own hands are tied. I see them. They're all wrapped up. Look at that. He's not getting away with this, that rotten Mirror B. But we're here now. We'll get Plusle back for you, right, Bumface? Thanks, Alana Ray. I'm so... Oh, I should have said Ella was the dog. Well, hindsight. Duking, it's dangerous inside this building. You've got to get everyone out to safety. Thanks for everything. I have to depend on you. I have no choice. Be careful always. Mirror B might look like a clown, but his battling is all business. Can I just go in there? Ah, dang it. people in this game have, like, actual vision cones. It's not just stand directly in front of them. I was hoping to sneak over and heal up, because... that Yanma fight, I want to do that again. You'd better not have anything worth stealing, kid. Good. And actually, this appears to be fine. Oh, hey, Croconaw is good to go as well. Amazing. I think that I'm going to keep tagging out for slightly more shadowy Pokemon than the ones I have, just so that when I get to the point that I can unlock them properly, I can just go nuts. Alright, first of all, let's do a bit of that. Oh look, that middle one is blue. Because that was a great ball. Did you see it? I saw it. An Ein file. myevilplans.txt. Ein file H is written on the file's cover. Let's take a look. Hyper mode. Shadow Pokemon, perhaps because of their own overwhelming power, may behave abnormally at times. They may engage in such behavior as ignoring orders, even turning on their own trainers in battle. This I have named Hyper mode. On the plus side, Hyper mode raises the critical ratio of Shadow Rush. However, Hyper mode also prevents the use of items on the Pokemon. Hyper mode is easily dispelled simply by calling the Pokemon by name. However, this method has a major drawback. Calling the Shadow Pokemon's name causes the closed door of its heart to loosen and even open. Further research is urgently needed. Shadow Pokemon Lab, Chief Ein. I know I joked that that one fellow was a Kingdom Hearts villain, but yes, actually, it appears that that's what that is. Right, swap you out. Pop you there, because you're good to go. And how done were you? You are finished, right? Yeah, undo the final lock. So we swap you for you. Nope. There we go. Put you in the team so that as we wander around and travel with you, the little shadow gauge will go down and everything will be fine. Yes, it is vitally important to rearrange my inventory and make sure everything is in a straight line. Thank you very much. Let's continue onwards. How about? And let's be a little more bold with things now that we're less beaten down. The vending machine is out of order. Ah, dang it. I wanted some snacks. Too bad for you. This elevator is off limits. Phanpy is a Pokemon that I keep forgetting about. And Trapinch also exists. That's another weird one. No one turns into a massive flying dragon somehow. I don't get it. That was a pretty good strike. Keep doing that. Man, Odor Sleuth would be another clever idea for the pre-gym. I like how I'm coming up with lots of these suggestions after the fact, but... hey, it's fine. Oh, also, I found this out. Calling the name of the Pokemon, not only does it, like, lower the shadow gauge, it also wakes them up. And you don't need to play the Poke Flute and listen to, like, a 5-second jingle every single time. Because that's one of those things where it doesn't sound like much until you actually have to deal with it, and then it's like... Man, I don't know what Trapinch is. I'll grant you, yes, it should be a bug, because Vibrava is very bug-looking. But it isn't. No, I mean, like, I don't physically know what it is. You know, like, there's a lot of Pokemon, like Vulpix is obviously a fox. That's why it's called that. Like Vulpine. And, like, Drowsy is a tapir. I don't know why that one comes to mind, but you know what I mean? I don't know what Trapinch is supposed to be. Just a little orange boy. Oh! Excuse me, I saw a treasure chest. Well, of course not. That would be far too easy. Okay. A tick would make sense, because I believe they are also quite bitey. So, you might be onto something there. Bandana Guy Gear. Not sure I'm keen on that name right there. So, Carvanha tends to have a thing, rough skin, whereby physical attacks damage the thing that attacked it. Also, apparently Psychic doesn't work on this fish. Pokemon! What is Pokemon? Also, I will hear nothing about how Scarlet and Violet are the first ones to close a Pokemon's eyes when they take the sleep status. Thank you very much. I don't even know that this is the first one. But it happens here. You saw it. I saw it too. Didn't really work, but that's okay. Oh, I don't like that. Like, it hasn't properly gotten its eyes all the way back. The texture is still kind of dark, so like, oh, that's pretty good. And pretty scary. Oh, these don't count. Well, that's fine. This is also fine. I mean, it's not fine at all. Let's tag you out for Yanma. At the very least, that's one down. Also, fine, this doesn't count. Mainline Pokemon game. No true Pokemon game. It's fine. Wait! Barboach is the one that evolves into Whiscash. That's the one I was thinking of earlier. Not, Chinko and Lantern. I've only read a lot of these Pokemon names, not heard them, so get ready for a lot of mispronunciations. Like, I joked about it in Fire Red with Delivered, but that's kind of how it goes. Of course it's Delivered. Why would it be Delibird? It doesn't work in a delicatessen, so... Problem solved! Well, this is not the format for going wild, so... This is a family-friendly Twitch. Maybe. Although, I'll be honest with you, if I could be in a hot tub right now, I would, because of one of those words. Hot. Do you know what it's not right now? That. Gosh, it's cold. Abnormality detected. Target locked on. Okay, Robot Jones, let's go. Remoraid evolves into an octopus. Of course it does. Look at it. Why would that thing not evolve into an octopus? Of course, I say that. It's one of the interesting little things that they do with, like, Pokemon ecology, where Remoraid and... I believe Mantine, they hang out, and they have they coexist, and one of them helps to clean the other, and the other protects the little guy from predators. Like, that's super cool. And also a thing, like from nature. Like, if you've ever seen crocodiles and alligators collecting and helping out with little birds, that's what that is. I'm sorry, what? 22? Do you think I live in the desert? Because I assure you I don't. Where's my phone? Oh, it's on the desk. Over there, because I didn't want to play with my phone on stream. Well, the Met is wrong. Alright, 22 Fahrenheit. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm at. I'm gonna look that up. Current temperature here. -6. Which is actually warmer than it was at work today. So, realistically, I shouldn't be complaining. Because this is a step up. Do you know what? I kind of like Shadow Rush at this point in the game on account of it ignores the Steel type for Magnemite, and I'm able to just do damage to it because most of my moves currently are not. I should probably work on Slugma for that, but, you know, hindsight and all that. This is not an examinable piece of wall. You would have thought, right? Can I sit in the chair and then I can be the boss? My beloved Pokemon, see? Fresh prey. That is not a team I would anticipate for being like, it's fresh prey. I would expect at least a ghost type in there. That is what I have been told. I've been told terribly cold today and tomorrow, and then the weekend becomes human temperatures. It got to the point a space heater came in at work today and we looked at it and we're like, can we justify just taking it out the packet and trying it? We're just testing it, boss. Don't worry about it. But then we noticed the £120 price tag and we're like, we cannot get away with that. We'll just stand here and suffer. And we did. Which is what I get for having to work outside for a fairly substantial portion of my day. But, you know. Such is life. See, the worst part of it was when you're in the management office, which I tend... This looks like a Happy Meal box. I love that the treasure chests are also Pokeball themed. What do you got? Some Great Balls. I'll take them. The shelves are lined with apparently difficult books. Now you see what I do when I'm doing flavor text or writing a game. If ever there is a bookcase, those books will be kids' versions of video games. So you'll have things like Rick's New House, or The Brave Little Kiwi, or James's Day Out, and it's amusing to me, and it's really easy flavor text, and it's better than just going, "It's some books on a shelf, mate." What was I talking about? Oh yeah, manager's office, which is where I have to start because I get a bunch of keys from there. Nice and toasty warm. And then as you walk through the admin area, onto the shop floor, downstairs, into the back rooms, it just, you can feel the temperature dropping and everything starting to go numb. That's how bad it has been today. And oof. Is all I have to say about that. You like bug Pokemon drawn to a candle. I'm going with these Pokemon. I don't know though, I've done office work and I'm not keen. Like, that was my first ever job. I worked in an office. It was a document archiving facility. And it put me off office work for the rest of my life. I like how the frame rate tanks as it has to render so many more objects on screen. It's fine, don't worry about it. But like, no, one of the jobs I had to do was sort paper clips. Are you kidding me? Like, as a teenager, I had a what am I doing with my life moment. And it was because of that. And get out of here with that. I'm not doing that again. I'll stick to retail, thank you very much. And then even this was a fluke. Because one of the next jobs that I did a few like jobs for college when I was there. There's like little admin things. One of my first proper official jobs, warehouse work. There's an English store called Argos, which is weird. There are no shelves and no display items. There's just a book with numbers in it. And you ask for these numbers and they are brought to you. And that was me. I was the pale mythical warden of the treasure. That was me. And then, essentially every cashier called in sick one day. And they were like, well, Andy, you are the only person who is currently functional. We're going to have to take a risk and put you on the tills. And then they went, oh no, he's great. Let's just keep him down here. And I've essentially just been in customer-facing roles ever since, because I'm weirdly personable. I mean, among the nice things that Reich in particular has said about me is like, oh, you're a natural at streaming. And like, cool, I'll take that. I'm applying a lot of what I do in customer-facing roles to this. I just happen to be talking about video games and absolute nonsense instead of going, do you need a bag? Do you have a rewards card? Okay, no. Okay, please tap your card. Bear with me just 1 second, chat. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. Hello. You know when you just get an urge to light a candle? That's what I did. Where are we at? It is Sandalwood Myrrh. Lovely. That was one of the things Mum suggested for the cold. She said, do you have a candle in your flat? And I says, yes, I have a candle in my flat. It's cold enough that I'm lighting it now. Eee! But I don't know what this small flame is supposed to do. Don't say torch something and find out. You see? I'm ahead of you, Empirical Woodland. I know. I know how it goes. The flat can't be cold if the flat doesn't exist. Tap the temple. Man, we're supposed to be doing... Well, no, I am doing Christmas Eve cooking with Tiny Child. But, like, we have to find a separate location, because she can't come to my flat right now. I'm dying of cold, and she is small. No body heat retention there. She'll just be encased in a block of ice. So we're not doing that. Maybe we just make her wear many layers. That is also an option. We're making... Well, the plan is we're going to make reindeer snacks. I'll have to show it off when it's done, because it's going to be adorable. I mean, it's just Rice Krispie treats with rainbow puffs in it. But, like, reindeer food. Like, she loved the Santa packs that we made last year. So we're going to make something similar this year. Hey, Pokemon are solid troopers. Check them out. See, this is the problem with having dungeons like this, is there's going to be a lot of straight lines. But that's fine. Field! Round boy! Oh, I was genuinely hoping to maybe be able to steal one of these guys, because mostly Snow because it can become Frostlass. But not in this game, because that's a male and that would require a stone that they are not going to give to you. I would maybe have aimed that at Skiploom, where it would have done the most damage, but okay, sure, miss entirely, I'll take that. I like how it came to its senses when it's just encased in ice. Like, yes, I have had time to reconsider, sir. Please free me from this ice. See, there you go. And that's a nice touch. It didn't actually animate falling down, because it's frozen. Smart. It's cool, I'm gonna go heal up after this anyway. Is this the start of when they did that in Pokemon? I don't think so, because wasn't the next one Diamond and Pearl? And it's only like Sun and Moon is when they get egregious with just healing your Pokemon every 5 steps. I can tell you this is the first one where the main character speaks. Or at least is implied to speak, because you call the Pokemon's names to them. How's that? So admit it, my Pokemon are decent, huh? Even though they can't win. Mind me. You guys know that there's a heal station right downstairs, alright? We can... Literally, we can all do this all day. No? Or just me? Okay. Next question. Why do they have Pokemon centers if using the healing machine is apparently as easy as just putting the Pokeballs in the machine and pushing the button? Surely you would just install those every 20 feet. is that? Somebody ping vaulted. We found wife. Nice! Skiploom is going to be ready to go at the end of this fight. And then we just get somebody else out here. And you know Mega Drain! Oh, that's so useful. That's going to be great for the pre-gym. Like, legit, the Sandshrew is not going to give us any hassle if we know Mega Drain. Just keep doing moves, I suppose. Everything will be fine. See, now here's the problem with lighting a candle, dear chat. There are now 2 cylindrical devices on my desk, and I gotta remember to reach out and drink the correct one, because I can't say I've ever drank wax. I don't imagine it would go well. Oh, it's a vending machine. I thought that was like a vent or something. Alright, hello. Now, what compels someone like you to come here just for the sake of getting thrashed by me? I can't say I'd complain. Wild taste in Pokemon, though. You're a bodybuilder. You are contractually obliged to have matchup and then another matchup. Still, pretty cool character design. I like it. And that's a pretty decent attack as well. Wait. That won't work. I believe it has some dark typing to it, so let's not do that. Let's send out you. And do... one of those. I am currently not judging anyone in Paragon Woodland. I am merely saying what tends to happen in the Pokemon games. You see a hiker, what are they going to throw out? It's going to be Geodudes and a Golem when I say that they never show up in the game. Finals officially done? Hell yes, Criddle. I'm glad to have you back. How do we think we did? Do we know how we did? Do we throw a party? "74% is good. Oh, done in, but how? What blind spot did you exploit?" Massive poison weakness. Oh, hang on, hang on. Nothing here. I thought they'd hide a treasure chest down there or something. Well, now look at that! Because this is a consistently 3D modeled area, they can just put a camera up here and look back down there. How about that? We've just captured an intruder. Go inside that building and provide assistance. Sir, I am the intruder. I don't know if you noticed that, but... but okay. Darling, aren't you one of Duking's people? What made you think that you could simply waltz in here? Such a silly boy. Ugh, where's Mirror B? I'm taking him down. Take him down? After the beating you took? That's too funny. You wait, I'm gonna drive you all out of this town. Oh, such a feisty boy. Don't tell me we have to take your Pokemon hostage to make you settle down, like we did with Duking. What? Oh, we seem to be getting a lot of unexpected company today. But that's no excuse for being a bad host. I can't place why. That feels like a very 2000s design. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it should be, because this game is 2004, 2005. But... ah, crackles. Alright, guess we're doing this now. That was a really depressing hit on Remoraid. Sad animation right there. Spanarak is a cute Pokemon that I want to use more. Definitely more than the thing it becomes, whose name I forget. But, like, it just doesn't have good stats, and it doesn't learn good moves. So, I won't know. What do you want me to do? That is essentially all bug Pokemon. Yes. Nice. See, I don't want to use all of them, because some of them are just not very nice at all. But at the same time, look at that adorable guy! I'd use that. This is a very bad idea. Let's see how this goes. Well, I mean, you saw it in the Fire Red run. We had Face Stab, who was great for a little bit, and then, like, elemental moves became available, and suddenly they weren't anymore. And I'm fairly sure that, like, technically you would be able to make a viable team out of essentially any Pokemon, at least late game, when you're able to do focused grinding and leveling. But short term, not so. Having Furt in my team makes me think of a fun video called He Skate. I'll have to share it. It's adorable. It's about a fur that goes for a skate. There's gotta be some bug Pokemon that are worth having in a team. I'm currently failing to think of bug Pokemon that I would add to a team. So you may have got me. So yes, oh Wales, this is what we want to see. Let's tell our girl how proud we are of her. Because we super are! Amazing! Okay, this is something I mentioned before. This camera work. I am relatively certain if I dig out my copy of Battle Colosseum from wherever it is, the depths of the spheres, it uses this camera work. Same deal, aerial shots, 90s shaky camera, occasionally zoom in and out. I can believe they repurposed a lot of code for that from this. They even repurposed 2 of the words. My Pokemon couldn't muster a thing. You're no ordinary trainer. Were you hired by Duking as his bodyguards? Let me warn you, if you mess with us, you'd better be prepared for the consequences. Oh, you're gonna have one too, aren't you? And then we gotta go through this whole thing. Look, there's a Remoraid! I told you they hang out and help one another. Oh, that's nasty. Okay. Let's see how this works. Not well. Alright. No, this will be fine. This will be fine. We keep chipping. Chip away at the health. And then we get it. Having chipped away at the health. Astonish is a move I do not understand. And do not believe that I will ever. I think it's very low damage, high chance to flinch. It's entirely possible. I don't know how easy I am to impress, but apparently I'm a Digimon trainer right about now. So, I don't know. Good. Not very effective is absolutely what we want to see. Sleep is also what we want to see. Is the Remoraid asleep as well? That's a nice little touch. don't know. Everyone sleep. I could go for a bit of sleep. I don't know about you. Just curl up on the couch, have a bit of a nap. Oh. That's a little better. Let's do another one of those. And then you can Mega Drain you, and everything will be fine. I hope. Well, you don't want to sleep in Empirical Woodland because you're watching this exciting stream with a funny guy in chat and some loudmouth talking over the top of him. See, that's the kind of thing I mean, where, like, occasionally I will allow myself a little bit of self-deprecating humor. Not often. We build ourselves up in my community rather than tearing ourselves down and one another. And I caught a Mantine, so I'm pretty happy. Oh, just generally, you wish you could sleep then? That's fair enough. I'm noticing themes in the Pokemon being presented to me. I don't know if you spotted them, chat. Okay, well, I guess Mega Drain again. That's fine. To be fair, I do somewhat relate. When, yeah, if there was a spell that would just allow me to sleep, I would use that. Or, hey, Sleep Powder from Pokemon. That'd be cool. Oh, you know someone in Pokemon World has, like, ground Sleep Powder up and made it into a capsule. But no, I'm with you. I lie down and essentially catalog every thought I've ever had. So, it's not great. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend this either. Gosh, you got no usefulness. And, like, I lie down and I think of, like I say, everything I've ever said and done. I think of world building and storytelling ideas, which is wild because I'm not writing any books. I'm not currently running any RP campaigns, but you know, you have them in the back of your head. And that's the sort of thing that runs through my head when I lie down. And eventually, I realize, oh, I slept because I just woke up. And I tend to become hyper alert when I'm lying in bed, which is really annoying. Sure, get that 8 hit points back. that is incredibly useful. I mean, I guess keep doing it, but this is a really awkward combo. Okay, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to get everybody ready to take over. By which I mean, this way. Nope, one of those. Umbreon's ready to go, so we boost up Espeon a little bit. And then at a point, I'm just going to tag these two out and send in Espeon and Umbreon, because I'm not able to do any damage right now. So, probably want to fix that. Also, I didn't know that Yanma could have speed boost, so we've all learned an important lesson today. And that is, it's not just Ninjask that is incredibly cheap in 3rd gen. Has it always been able to do that? I don't believe so. What a baffling AI change. Now, this is why I'm glad that I've learned Swift. As we've seen, it hits every enemy Pokemon, but also, it doesn't miss. So, it doesn't matter that Yanma has been speed boosted to all hell, and it won't matter if the pre-gym is doing all its evasive ninja tactics to boost things like that. I can just use Swift. And while it won't do tremendous damage, it will do damage. See? Damage has been done. That's what we want to see. That was also pretty cool. Oh, oh! Your wings went behind that trainer when your model didn't. I saw it. Your wings are going behind the trainer, but the model isn't. Are you a JPEG? You can't be a JPEG, surely. I don't know. Welcome to me musing on game design. Hi. I do that sometimes. Amazing. That's what we want to see. What just happened? Unbelievable too. That reads like Penguin Yay 1 as a line read, you know? Riff, let's make ourselves scarce for the time being. Righto, Ferma. Ultra Super Fire Dash! Excuse me, kid. I'm gonna steal this folder. Ein File S is written on the file's cover. Let's read it. Shadow Pokemon. A Shadow Pokemon is a Pokemon that has been made into a fighting machine by artificially shutting the door to its heart. What we didn't know is that the Shadow Pokemon exude a dark aura that can't normally be seen by the human eye. Unfortunately, a girl with the ability to see this dark aura has been discovered. This is a major problem. The girl could become a huge obstacle for our shadow Pokemon plan. A solution to this threat is urgently needed. Shadow Pokemon Lab? Chief Ein. That's a neat little touch. These are all like dancing books instead of difficult books. Alright. Ow. Thank you. You saved me. Do people know duking? Okay. I'm a fool. I didn't know what was happening at all. They'd taken Duking's Pokemon hostage. How could they do something so downright dirty? Well, that's why we're here. We came to rescue Plusle. I'm going to... Not in your condition. You'll have to wait here. We meet again, kitty. Look at this amazing man. I love him. Vera B, you cowardly cheat. Cowardly cheat? That's so not true. Taking a hostage is perfectly fine as a bargaining tactic. You call that a tactic? Plusle had better be okay. Oh, the darling couldn't be any safer if it tried. I'm sure it will come to a door before too much longer. You've got to be kidding. Where is it? Give it back. Oh, no running or hiding for me. Come to the cave. That's where I'll be. I'll be waiting for you, my pretties. Now, see? That last line, that followed proper rhythmic meter. And that's how that's supposed to go. You know what I was yelling about? How a lot of times things don't do that? Well, that guy did. That's why Mirapy is a boss. Nice. Right. What I'm gonna do... I'm going to heal. Can I use a lift now? Okay, maybe not. Let's just mash a file folder into it, see what happens. That's not going to work. So, I'm going to heal up my Pokemon. Trade out Skiploom for something else. Or am I? Who have we got? No, I'm going to keep my team for now. But I am going to put another Pokemon in the lead so that we can, again, work on reducing some of that shadow energy. I'm going to save. Don't know why I say that like I'm not sure of myself. I'm going to save. See? I did it. And then I'm going to go buy some more healing items. Because while I don't think there's going to be too many more shadow Pokemon coming up, I'm pretty sure there's a fight coming up. And I would like to be able to heal for that. That would be nice. So let's go do that. Okay, let's... one of those. Also, I discovered this. You can do this. And, change the numbers individually like that. That's how you do that. And... 2 revives. I don't know. I might need them. You never know. You never do know. I wonder if, in some way, this girl is meant to reference Misty, like, from the show. I don't know. I see the big... okay, maybe not. I see the big pigtails and all, and I'm like, maybe that's who that's supposed to be. Or at least in reference to. How get down to cave? I bet these guys would know. Do you know? Nope. Okay. Well. Oh! I am... Again, Magic 8 Ball, am I stupid? We literally spoke to the guy next to the cave entrance, didn't we? He's the guy who said there was an intruder, and I said that's me. Stream brain. It comes and goes. So let's... Yeah, let's just go. Alright. Hello. You guys weren't new recruits, but just intruders too. That guy earlier was too weak for words. How about you? Are you gonna keep me amused? I like to think so, Dokken. Because it's one of the things you do when you stream, is you like... Hopefully people think you're funny. I mean, if not else, you'd keep me amused. Dream Warriors was a hell of a tune. Oh-ho! You know, I never realized this before today, but I wonder if Espeon is supposed to look like an alien. Because it does. Obviously, look at it. That is a grey face. But I wonder if that is intentional. Takes a while to latch on sometimes, you know, like, It took me a while, and somebody explaining it to me, before I realized that it's called that because of ESP. Like psychic abilities, ESP Eon, that's why it's called that. Because it's the psychic one, not the dark type. And when I learned that, I went, oh yeah. That's fine. Damage yourself, but not too much. See, what I tell you, chat, we buy potions, we use potions. There you go. Oh, do I want to try that? No. Actually, that will be fine. I reckon I can catch it at that much health. So, heal up you, and then you. I've got a berry menu, and I don't believe that's something you can do in the game. Naturally, I think that is there in case we end up trading with... What's it? Fire Red, Leaf Green. Or Ruby Sapphire. Both of which are viable options in this game. Eventually. Oh, I hope I can get a GameCube working again. Or a working GameCube, I should say. Because I want to bring Mickey into this world and just be like, yep, Return of the King, let's go. That is a problem for future me. I hate that guy. He doesn't listen to current me's plans. Alright. Do a bit of that. I just realized how dopey Quillfish looks in its little profile picture there. Look at that. That's dumb. You're dumb. Okay, so that's going to be a case of put it to sleep or paralyze it. Do something in terms of status ailments. And then we can catch that. Because I do not want to attack it again. Especially now that we're down to Pokeballs, not Great Balls. And you do that, first of all. Just so we can get rid of Goldeen. Because it's got a flying type move, and that's pain for grass types. So that'll be fun. Eh, 2 hit points. That's fine. Huh. It literally never occurred to me that Lanoon would stand up. I thought that it would be, you know, on all fours. Kind of like Furret, but more badgery and less ferrety. You heading out? Absolutely fine. I will be like 20 minutes, and then I'll be with you to... Oh, damn! Thank you for 100 lovely bits. Actually, this reminds me, and this is something that I was going to say at the top of the stream, and then I forgot because everything broke. So now I say it personally. I got a Twitch payout today. And I know, like, there are people who do this as a career, and they don't talk about it, and I don't like to talk about it a lot, because I feel it creates the expectation that you should be giving me money, and no. But at the same time, I'm really, really happy that that is something I have experienced. Twice now, even. Don't you dare knock yourself out. I'm glad that that is something I get to experience and that I have done. And I had said it in my Discord, which, by the way, go join that. Look, here's a link. Thank you very much to everyone who has helped to make that happen, because you know, there's a lot of people you could be watching on Twitch. There's a lot of things you could put your money towards, and me sitting here sitting here doing the goblin voice is great. Getting money for it? Yes, please. Well, I mean, it's nice that it is an option. It is amazing that people do that. I mean, for anyone, not just for me. I have a couple of rolling subscriptions that I am not catching this guy. What the hell? I have a couple of rolling subscriptions that just update and update and update and update because I like hanging out with these people and they're cool people, you know? Okay. Then one of those. Seriously, if we put that thing to sleep, hopefully that will help a little bit. It's unlikely, though, because its evasiveness isn't going anywhere. It's as high as it'll go. Exactly, top-tier Goblin Voice content. That's what you want. Oh, no. Oh, that's gonna knock it out. Oh, no, it's not! Right. Quillfish, I swear to God, you better go into this Pokeball. That may have felt a little sinister. I do that sometimes. I mean, isn't the point of... like, the point of becoming an affiliate is to get subs and get that money? Thank you. Watch me never use Quillfish now that I've got it. Like, because it's entirely possible to just... you just stream. And that's just what you do. Or what a person does, you know, to take it away from, like, you and I, for example. I mean, this goes back to something that I've mentioned a couple times, but it's like... Wait. Espeon has Swift. It never misses. This is why I equipped Swift. Yeah, parry that. I mean, this is why I stream what I do, is because screw you, that's what I want to play. I wanted to play Pokemon Colosseum, so hey, guess what? I dug out my copy and now we're playing it. I felt like playing Dwarf Romantic the other day, so I introduced y'all to that. Or at least showed it off, because I know some of you are familiar with it, but you know what I mean. As opposed to, hey, I'm gonna go play that one spooky train game Because that's what Twitch viewers want to see. Battling you was fun, so that's good enough for me. If you want to go through, go right ahead. Oh. Look at this big brain moment. I'm going to take the lift down, because that's quicker. Then we heal and save and go back again. Oh, really? You were specifically looking for Dwarf Romantic? That's pretty cool. Nintendo's Japanese Let's Play guys did that today, actually. And it's really weird, because normally they're incredibly hyperactive and they're riffing on the game. But even they were like, oh man, we're just placing hexagons and having fun. I love this game. And then the next one they did was Gang Beasts, and I don't know what this is. Western developers, please. Did you find this stream because I was testing things, or did I go, hey, Empirical Woodland, go look at this link. Let's see if my scene transitions work. I have spent all day building my stream layout. Does it work? Yay, you're finally here. This floor is my territory. I can't let you through. I probably could have just taken the stairs. Just gone down and fought BRB myself. But you know what? I didn't. So here's Anorith. I think Anorith is one of my favorite of the demented fossil Pokemon. Actually, no. That's not one of the demented ones. I'm thinking of the guys from Sword and Shield, where they just glue two halves of a fossil together, and that's what you get! I like its little bubble eyes. I think that's what does it for me. My thoughts are fairly consistently dominated by the Battletoads pause music. Like, any given time, that's what's ticking over in the back of my brain, is like pause music. It's just, yep. You're a surprise, but I'm not telling you where Mirror B is waiting. Oh man, is it like a secondary dungeon? What is this? Ether. Pretty useful. Again, generally don't use those. I'm surprised I did during Fire Red. That's how hard we went during the Elite Four. What's going on here? I heard there was one intruder, but there's obviously two of you. Oh, you got it now? Excellent. It's a game that is incredibly easy to pick up. Literally, the tutorial is less than 5 minutes. And most of that is reading time. But, like, to become good at that game, that takes a minute. And I love games like that. Yeah, Shadow Rush. Why not? Hit whatever is left. smart man, not taking sides, remaining neutral. Have no strong opinion one way or the other. I love the idea that... Look at this adorable cat snake. The idea that that thing can just become so feverishly angry. Look at it! No thoughts, head empty with that boy. Do you know what? When you first start up Romantic, like very first time you boot it up, it says, "Hi, we are some devs from town name," and I didn't know what it was. I had assumed it was Scandinavian of some variety, just somewhere in that general most of Europe area. I didn't know they were German. That's pretty cool. Oh, it is a German word. If I may, what does this word mean? It's a very bizarre method of phrasing, so I can't do my own joke in response to it. How you like that? Well, see, if I had to guess, it's one of those words like, Kummerspec, which is just... It means grief bacon. That's a good word. Please excuse my pronunciation. I only studied German for like 3 years in high school. Ask me about Japanese. That's the one I'm good at now. And failing anything else, I'll just go and shout at Airline and he'll tell me. Raising your Pokemon to those levels must have been a hard struggle. You might be our enemy, but you have my respect. Cool. Hi. He's gonna challenge me, isn't he? So I'm not gonna go deal with him right now. Because I'm looking at that timer, and I don't think that I'm going to find... I don't think I'm gonna find Mirror B anytime soon. So I might just scout around for a save point. Yeah, see, I figured it would be one of those... words that exist in a language that explains a very specific thing that doesn't translate easily. I'm gonna go and save. That's what I'm gonna go and do. But I totally understand the feeling that this word evokes. So I'm from England. The accent apparently confuses a lot of people because it's on a walking tour of the world, but I'm English. And I've mentioned it in the past. I think it was while I was playing Romantic, actually. We have a little town called Cornwall, which I do not believe is real. It is just... It's a painting, is what Cornwall is. It's perfect. Every part of it is perfect. And when you go there, you're just like, if only I could live here and bake bread for passing witches who are late for school. Or that sort of thing. As opposed to, oh, I gotta go to work in a shop. So I get it. I at least get the feeling behind that word. And you're right, I don't think there's like an English equivalent to that. It's like having nostalgia for something you've never had, I guess? Because I don't know that it would be jealousy or envy. Man, this has put me in a conundrum. If you want to confuse CPC Gamer, make me think about language. Right. That about brings us up on our stream time. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Hello. This is our good night screen. Whomst do I want to go and raid today? I think it's going to be Spicy Bean, because it's been a while. And they are not currently present, so let's go raid them. And then we'll just lurk until they get back. So, ideally, we're going to be doing Wario Land tomorrow. But, if tech problems continue to happen, I don't know what we're going to do. So come back tomorrow for Casual Friday. Mystery times. And until next time, goodbye.